Gentlemen, welcome to the Two Scotch Funk Worldwide Lounge podcast. Let's just call it the Two Scotch Funk Worldwide Lounge. How about that? I have realized the very first problem with this podcast. This is episode 41, I believe, 41. And I know the problem. I know a huge problem. That intro song was made by a couple of my friends. It's one of my favorite songs. It is Lightning in a Bottle. Commit to Groove by Hips and Rico. Find them on Spotify. It's beautiful. The problem with that intro song is I want to hear this whole song. I don't want to talk on a podcast. I just want to listen to the music. It's cool. Check it out. And when I say check it out, make sure you wait till after this podcast. This is a good one. But then check them out. Hips and Rico, Commit to Groove. Very cool tune. Let's get to work. The Two Scotch Funk Worldwide Lounge podcast, episode 41. I want to start, this is kind of like a reset again, which has been going on for 15, 16 years. It doesn't matter, 14 for sure. I have been doing a lot of work on the Two Scotch Funk app and what it's going to become. I kind of walked it back instead of saying, okay, this is the app and this is how we're going to make it solve all the problems. I went back to the beginning, said, what problem am I going to solve with this app? There's lots of problems. This is one of them we're going to solve. I have hyped this app. I have hyped this project. So many of you have purchased things to support it. You'll get more shit when it's time. You'll get some good gear because you were founders, I guess you could say, investors, possibly, but definitely supporters. And I will not forget any of that. But basically, let's pretend this is the first one. Hi, I'm Derek Chowen. First, thank you. Thanks for listening. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to tell us more about this app. And the fact that you're listening after 2 minutes and no more music says you're curious and that you're wondering what's going on here. And that's what this whole thing is about. Now, I can attest that every time I say the word or the phrase or the brand, Two Scotch Funk, for the first time, everyone that's heard it for the first time says, what is it? It's cool. I love the name. What is it? And I say, well, it's been a lot of things throughout the years, but it's been refined down to an app. Well, is it a social media app? Well, no. Well, is it an event app? Well, not really. Is it a live music app? Well, music's part of it for sure, but no. Those answers all kind of describe bits and pieces of what I'm building. None of them describe the heart of what I'm building because Two Scotch Funk isn't about events or places or whatever. It's all about people. I want you to think about something. We've never had more ways to communicate. We can text, post, video chat, snap, comment, like, heart, share, anything. We are connected every second of every day. All the time. I mean, like every second of every day is legit unless you put your phone on Do Not Disturb like I do. And yet, loneliness has become one of the most defining challenges of our time. Somehow we've become experts at reaching each other, reaching one another, but forgetting how to actually meet one another. Adults move to new towns, change careers, we raise families, we retire, kids are born, kids grow. We do all these things and quietly discover something that nobody warned us about. Nobody told us this stuff. Making new friends isn't nearly as easy as it used to be. Finding your community isn't automatic anymore. It's not. It's just not. Finding your people can feel surprisingly difficult. Now, times change, people change. My little sister and I were talking about malls and how our parents even went back further to the drive-ins and the A&Ws and the drive-ups and all that stuff. That's changed. And my sister and I were talking about malls. People have changed, but human nature hasn't, in my opinion. I think tools have, Most tech or technology today is designed around some very specific goals. Keep us looking, keep us clicking, keep us scrolling, keep us engaged. But what if, this is just a what if technology had a different job? What if its purpose wasn't to hold our attention, but to return it? After one of the darkest, snowiest, coldest, longest winters of my 54 years, that thought, return it, has become the foundation of Two Scotch Funk. That's the Worldwide Lounge. It's not another place to spend your evening. It's a place to begin your evening. It's a place that helps you discover where life is already happening. And then the app, the tech, quietly gets out of the way. Because I believe something with all my heart. Right now, this is how I've gotten rid of my Samsung watch. Went back to an old Timex Iron Man. And I know a lot of you folks remember those from the olden days. My thought is this: the best technology disappears the moment true connection begins. If my app is successful, and I will force it to be, you'll put your phone in your pocket. Not because you're bored, but because you're busy laughing or talking or listening or meeting someone new, living your life honestly. If you stop using my app because you're having an unforgettable evening, I have done my job. Now, people have bought hats and shirts and all kinds of different TSF, Two Scotch Funk gear, but they keep asking me, all right, it's cool. What makes it different? Now, internally, and I know I stole this from somewhere, and I'll find it someday, but I call it a convergence machine. And it sounds kind of technical and nerdy, and it is. That's fine. But let me explain. I don't manufacture friendships. I don't engineer trust. I'm not going to program some sort of belonging. Nobody can do that. All the other apps, the social apps, do that. They try, and it's false. It's a false facade. But I can create the conditions where remarkable convergence becomes more likely. I'll say that again slower. I can create the conditions where remarkable convergence becomes more likely. Think about the best dinner party you've ever attended. The host didn't force the conversations. The host invited interesting people. They created a welcoming environment that was fun, inviting. They introduced strangers to each other. They let you guys mingle. We all did our thing. They set the tone and then stepped back. And then all of a sudden the conversations happened naturally. Everybody kind of just found their place and went group to group. That's what Two Scotch Funk is going to become. Not the conversation, but the invitation. Now, this is something I've had stitched on hats for 15 years, 16 years or more. But it's the extension of Two Scotch Funk, this particular app. It's called the Worldwide Lounge. And now the lounge isn't a building. It's not a bar. It's not a business. It's not, I know it's a lounge, whatever, but it's a feeling. Sometimes it's the marina at sunset. You're sitting on your boat watching that thing go down with a whole bunch of other people in that marina you've never even met yet. You are all in the Worldwide Lounge. Sometimes it's the neighborhood pub with some live music out on the street. Again, you don't know all the people on that street. You don't know everybody on that block, but you're all there together doing something similar at the Worldwide Lounge. Sometimes it's a hiking trail. You're walking up the mountain. Somebody's walking down. Hey, how are you? How was the trail? What'd you see? What should I do? What'd you recommend? You're on the mountain. It's a Worldwide Lounge. I can go through 100 of these things. Yeah, coffee shop, my favorite coffee shop in Charlevoix. You always see people you know, but you always see people you don't. Charity event, you go to the castle in Charlevoix and you do the Christmas tree purchase for the hospital fundraiser, and you see a ton of people having fun, and it's great. A bonfire. You're at the beach. There's a group having a bonfire. Somebody's playing the guitar, and you walk up and just visit, and sometimes you're welcome, sometimes you're not, but 9 times out of 10, you're welcome, and it's cool. Local festival, music festivals. The location changes, but the people matter, because wherever welcoming people gather, that is the Worldwide Lounge. My hope is that Two Scotch Funk becomes a reminder that community still exists. Kindness still exists, that's obvious. Good people are everywhere. Sometimes they simply haven't crossed your path yet. Maybe they're at the next table. Maybe they're at the next campfire. Maybe at the local brewery you've driven past 100 times. Maybe they're waiting for someone to say hello just like you are. As I build this app, Two Scotch Funk, I'm making myself a promise. Every feature, every screen, I know it sounds silly, maybe a little overkill, maybe over dramatic, but every decision must answer a question. And this is on my little whiteboard. I have multiple whiteboards. Does this increase the likelihood of meaningful real-world human connection? That's the question. And if it doesn't, then I have to wipe it out. And I got ahead of myself and started building this app. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. Does it increase the likelihood of meaningful real-world human connection? If it doesn't, then bleh, it's gone. It's that easy. Now, I know the app's going to evolve. Some features will come and go. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Facebook moved their like thing or whatever from top to bottom. What a pain in the ass that is, especially when driving. I'm just kidding. Technology changes every day, every minute. AI is going to become more powerful. Phones will become smarter, although that seems to be tapering just a tick. But I hope one thing doesn't change, and that's what I really am focused on. And it's one of the reasons for building this whole concept, this company, this app. It's not to create more screen time. It's to create more story time. That's worth repeating. I'm building this for one thing, not to create more screen time, but to create more story time, more laughter, more friendships, more moments for us to remember years later, because that's all we're going to have later is the memories. And why the heck not build them? If someday somebody says, I met my best friend because of Two Scotch Funk, or I moved to a new city or town and found my people, or this is me. I almost stayed home that night, but I opened the app and instead I went out and found this really great musician. He's my new favorite. She's my new favorite. Then every hour I spend building this will have been worth it. I want people to get back in touch with each other, not their phones. I know this has been a long one and I apologize, but not really. A couple things. If you've been with me from the beginning, thank you for being here still. If you just found me today, thank you and welcome. I am so glad you're here. This isn't just a podcast about an app. It's a conversation about community and about belonging, music, business, campfires, adventures, saying yes to life a little more often. Hopefully about helping each other remember that life was never meant to be experienced alone. That's the goal. That's enough out of me. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Find your people. Find your funk. Have a great night.